have no record of brighter days. Yeah, it's back again. We're back again, and we've got everybody tuning in. We've got Katie, we got Rod, Julie, Bob, Carl, Paul, David Wirtz. Hey, fabulous to have you all on board. Wonderful stuff. Hope you're all enjoying the wonderful sunshine, nice weather. Hey, Karina, great to see you. J Code, great to see you. Loving your videos. Signe, I've forgotten how to pronounce that, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about, Jay. Your playing's coming along, mate, big time. Great to hear you. Wesley, and we got Wamgok as well. Todd, great to have you as well on board. So everybody's here. I better start playing something, all right? Instead of talking the day away. Hey, Carl, great to see you, Carl. Sorry I didn't mention you there, buddy. Let me play you a little something, yeah? Bob Anderson, Anthony Slater, great to see you guys. And Bob Nelson. I have no record of brighter days. Your light is on me, I can say I have no part, I have no lines, but I have you, and you got me, honey. I'll answer you when I'm finished, Jill. Water's wet and light is light. I got upset and now I'm doing fine. When I come home, when I calm down, I have you. You got me, honey. Hello, Annie, brother. Glad you could make it. Summer breaks, winter storms, I don't mind getting on as we get on living, glad to be. Well, I'll have you, and you got me, honey. Thanks, Carl. There you go, Julie. Hey, John. I have no record of brighter days. Your light is on me, I can see. I have no part, I have no lines, but I got you. David, great to see you. And you got me, honey. Great to see you all. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you could make it. I've been playing a lot lately, which is why I haven't been doing the shows quite so much. Apologies for that, because I really do miss catching up with you guys. And so it's good to be back. And I hope it's not too long before we can catch up again. Although at this time of the year I have a lot of gigs and things. So That's why primarily we're not getting so much. So these kind of shows tend to happen a little bit more throughout the colder months, or when I'm not playing quite so much and things like that. But we just got to make the most of when we can catch up. And I'm just glad that some of you could make it. Hey Chris, I didn't see you. I'm glad that you could make it as well, Chris. Great to see you. All right. So time for another song. All right. And this one goes like this. Please join in, guys. I hope you got your guitars ready, right? Happiness, more or less, it's just a change in me, something in my liberty. Oh, my mind. Happiness coming and going. I got you, look at me, watch my fever growing and know just where I am. Play everywhere, Anthony. How many corners do I have to turn? How many times do I have to learn? All the love I have is in my mind. I'm a lucky man with fire in my hand. You got it, David. Happiness, something in my own place. I'm student naked and smiling, I feel no disgrace. Wherever I am, happiness coming and going. I watch you look at me, watch my fever growing and know just where I am. How many corners do I have to turn? How many times do I have to learn? All the love I have is in my mind, and I'm a lucky man with fire in my hand. I hope you understand. On and on and on and on. Hope some of you out there are having a little go. Remember what I always say, it's a great opportunity for you to have a little practice along with me whilst I'm doing this kind of stuff. You can practice your solos, or you can practice your chords. You can just practice along with me. Whatever you do is good, right? How many corners do I have to turn? How many times do I have to learn? All love I have is in my mind. I'm a lucky man with fire in my hand. Anthony, if you stick around, I might play Brothers in Arms. We'll see how we go. Thanks, guys. That was the Verve, as David pointed out there, and the song was called Lucky Man. Real nice song, that one. All right, so you remember that most of these songs that I'm playing, I've done lessons on. 95% of what you hear tonight, there will be a lesson on my YouTube channel that you can go away and learn. Okay, so it sounds like we're all settled in, and that's good. I hope you've all got a nice little drink to have whilst we're going along. Now, I know some people have told me in advance of the show that they may not be able to comment, like my mum. She's going to be watching, but she may not be commenting, and that's fine because we know she's there. And this next song my mum requested, so I'm going to play this one for her, right? And you can join me for this one, right? It's really, really simple. Get your guitars ready, and all you need to do is know an A chord and a D chord. Now that's if you want to play the rhythm. And if you wanted to play some solo stuff, right, over what we're going to play, then try to think of like A shapes, right, and D shapes. Now, a simple, quick way, I won't go into too much detail, right, because a lot of people just want to get on and hear, you know, a few tunes and stuff like that. Although I always do try and pass something on to you guys, all right? So, think of this for your A chord, right? 5th fret, standard bar, but instead of playing the bar, play like a half bar like that, and then from that you can get some solo notes, you know, like So you can kind of play around there, some licks, you know, around that kind of A shape, right? And then when it comes to the D, we've talked about this before. If you play 5-7, 5-7 on the bottom two strings, you can then use that for your D shape and then the A shape that I've just shown you. So it might go for your A, say, and then when we go to the D, or whatever it might be, right, they're just places that you can hang out and jam, all right, if you're interested in doing that, all right? Chris, I'm glad that you could make it. And Katie, it's great to have you with us, if I haven't already said that. I do have a habit of repeating myself. Excuse me. Right, so this song is a song by Waylon Jennings. And it's been covered by quite a lot of people, actually. It's called Waymore's Blues, and that's what we're going to be playing, okay? So please do join me, and remember, if you want to play the chords with me, we're just going to be playing A's and D's, and if you want to do the solos, just think about what I've just discussed with you, all right? Now this is a kind of quite a short song. Hey Cyril, thanks for joining us, right? So here we go. Just going to give you a chance, right guys, to join me. Well, I woke up this morning, it was drizzling rain. Around the curve there came a passenger train. Heard somebody yodel and a hobo moan. Jimmy, he dead, he been a long time gone, been a long time gone. He's been a long time gone. So do I, Annie. I haven't been able to put it down lately. If you wanna go to heaven, gotta D-I-E. You gotta put on your coat and T-I-E. You wanna get the rabbit out the L-O-G. You gotta make a commotion like a D-O-G. Like a D-O-G. Like a D-O-G. Right, solo guys, I'm listening for ya. I'm your backing man. It's a good sign when everybody goes quiet. Must mean that you're playing. I got a good woman, what's the matter with me? What makes me wanna love every woman I see? Was trifling when I met her, I'm a trifling again. Every woman she sees like the place I came in, like the place I came in. Like the place I came in. Got my name painted on my shirt. I ain't no ordinary dude. I don't have to work. I don't have to work. I don't have to work. Right, let's have one more solo, guys. Go for it. Well done. Hope you enjoyed that, Mom. If if you're watching. I think you are. I know that you're being a little quiet there. I can't believe how quiet it's gone here on screen. That is always a good sign. That tells me that some of you out there are playing. And I could hear you coming through the ether. That was good. Well done for anybody who took part. Remember, I'm never going to stop saying the things that I say because it's important. You should always have a go in this situation. There's no pressure on you, probably nobody watching you. And that's a great situation to practice some of your chops, all right? So if you want to practice some of your licks or some of your rhythm guitar or any of those type of things, it's a great opportunity to do that. And that's the type of thing that we do. Hey, Mom, you are there. I'm glad you enjoyed that, okay? That's good. That's good, Wes. I'm glad that you had a go, and that's what happens. Yeah, you know, to play a dodgy solo is not unusual. I do that sometimes. Absolutely, everybody kind of does that. So it's not a kind of bad thing, right? The important thing is that you take part. That's the much bigger thing. All right. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that, and Cyril, I'm glad that you enjoyed that song that you haven't heard before by the sound of things. Hey, I'm glad, Jewel, that you enjoyed that. I've got a little something special for Julie coming up now. I want to try and squeeze as much as I can into this show because what I find is that it just flies by so quickly. And I try and cover as many bases as I can, you know. I like to pass on a little bit of information, as you know, to try and help you with your playing and things like that. And whilst we're on the subject, I recently released a video about the death grip and squeezing the living daylights out of the guitar. And I hope that that has resonated with some people because I know that it was something that I encountered when I played a lot. And just with a few movements, be it up and down with the index finger, finding the perfect optimal position for your index finger when you're playing bar chords, to just kind of being very, very relaxed when you're playing. And I'll show you a technique later that I use. And this comes back to this thing that I've explained to you in that lesson, whereby start out by not pressing hard enough rather than pressing too hard, because we can injure our hands and hurt our hands if we're not careful, and that is really to be avoided. Speaking of which, I've developed one of the, I don't know if you've heard of them, but it's like a cyst on my wrist, and it's made playing very painful, unfortunately, for me lately. So by the time like I've finished a gig, I can't really play a whole lot more because it's kind of interfering with the nerves and the thumb and just generally being a real pain. So I think I need to go to the doctors and get him to stick a great big needle in that and suck out the juice, whatever it is, because it's uncomfortable. Right, okay, so we got Bob here, and it's great to see Bob and all the people who post over on the Facebook book page, Facebook group page even. Okay, so if you haven't checked that out, do go and do that. And I'm wondering where Leo is tonight, okay? I don't know where he is, but I hope he's well and everything else. And I know that Willem mentioned something about the... Is that what you meant, Willem? I hope you've been enjoying that. For anybody who's wondering what we're talking about there, I've been doing some kind of stuff on the fingerpicking course, and it's covering quite a lot of classical material at the moment. That is one of the first genres of music that made fingerpicking accessible to me. And so what I've been trying to do in this course that I've been bringing your way has been giving you the kind of things that I had to learn fingerpicking and the route that I took, because you know, I'm not saying it was the best route or anything like that, but it covered quite a lot of different genres of music, and it kind of led to me being able to play the stuff that I play now. So obviously I'd like to share that with you. And classical music is very, very melodic and a great kind of type of material to learn as well. So, I can only tell you that, and hopefully, you'll take that on board, right? So it's time for another song, and the song that I'm going to play for you now is a John Prine song, and it's a new song that I'm hopefully going to be teaching you very, very soon, at least to the patrons out there, right? And the patrons are the people who are supporting what I do by and large, okay? So I'm extremely grateful to everybody who's become a patron of my work because it enables me to dedicate my time to teaching you, and that is extremely fulfilling for me to know that I'm helping people out there and we're helping each other in a sense. So if you haven't checked out my Patreon page, there's a link down below. Please do that. For the price of a coffee, you can have hundreds of lessons and pretty much everything you'd ever need to become an accomplished player. So that might be something that's kind of interesting. All right. So this is something I wanted to share with you. It's a nice song. It's a John Prine song, and it's going to be something that I reference in the fingerpicking course as well. And Leo is with us this evening, which is great to see. Great to see you, Leo. I wasn't sure whether you were going to join us tonight because I didn't see your name up there. So it's great to have you with us. All right. And this Carl, I know Carl and I know Ernie, and I know there's a lot of people out there who like the John Prine stuff. So I like to maybe try and incorporate a few more of his songs into what I'm teaching you, because I think that they have such a lot that you can learn from them. The dark and distant drumming, the pounding of the hoofs, the silence of everything that moves. Late at night you'll see them decked out in shining jewels, the coming of the caravan of fools. Like the wings of a dove, the waiter's white glove shimmer in the light of the boom. Some dull blinding winter when you can't help but lose, you're running with the caravan of fools. Love and devotion, deep as any ocean, where don't play with anybody's jewels. With your carousel of horses, your unforeseen forces, you're running with the caravan of fools. Caravan of fools, caravan of fools, you're running with the caravan. Caravan of Fools by John Prine. Okay, one of his darker songs maybe, but nevertheless still a nice song, and it has value in terms of your finger picking. It's a nice simple finger picking song for you to learn, which is why I'm going to teach it to you. All right, just 3 chords. Just got an E minor, an A minor, and a B7. So it's just about the way you play it, and there are some. And I think John Prine played one of these D35s, certainly a Dreadnought. It could have been a D28 or something like that. I got a feeling it was a D35, but I should just point out that Dreadnought isn't something that I've played a great deal of. I started out on a Dreadnought many, many years ago, and then I got the Eric Clapton guitar, the Treble 028, and it became my guitar of choice. It's something I've played non-stop. This guitar has opened my eyes again to the fact of how good Dreadnoughts can sound. Now, you know, the what makes this also sound even better is the fact that it's an old guitar. It's kind of over 50 years old, and you can't buy that in a sense. So when you buy a new guitar, it takes many years of playing before the guitar mellows and the woods start to mature and give you the kind of. It's not to say that they don't sound great from the word go, but for anybody who knows about guitars and things, they improve over time, and hopefully you can hear that. Sometimes with some of these guitars that I play, that they really sound special. Glad you enjoyed that one, Carl. Gary, glad that you're with us as well. Okay, so I'm knocking out the tunes tonight, and I'm not really kind of hanging around because I know how quickly everything goes by, and we're not doing too bad so far, are we? And it seems like we've got a fairly good audience, quite a lot of people watching. I'm not entirely sure how many. Perhaps you can tell me that. I'm not entirely clear about that. Let me see what else I've got lined up for you whilst you're kind of doing that, right? I'm just getting myself ready. So talk amongst yourselves, guys. There's always those kind of situations in the show, and that's the nice thing about it. You've got yourselves a drink. You can have a little chat amongst yourselves. I love the fact that you know everybody's tuned in. Paul, thanks for that. So we've got 44 people watching and only 15 likes. Why is that, folks? Shouldn't there be 44 likes? I don't know. Perhaps some of you are not able to hit the like button. I'm not entirely sure. But if you could, I'd appreciate it. It's always good. I think to some degree, the audience drops off a little bit because I'm around sporadically. It's not like something I can commit to doing every week or say every fortnight or something. So I think a lot of people miss the show on that basis, that they're not sure when it's going to be, which is why I like to be able to catch up with you whenever I can. I wish it could be a little bit more regular, but hey ho, this is life, right? So, and I'm just glad that we've got the amount of people that we have got here. That's great. That's good enough for me. Even if there were just me and another person, it would be worthwhile. Right, let me see what I've got here now. Thought I had some more things here. Let me just see this a moment. So, we've got Tony with us, and we've got Julianne as well from Switzerland. Nice for you to join us. And Cyril and Julianne and Tony. I think you are all new to the show, so thanks for tuning in. Great to have you on board. Stick around, have a listen, see what you think. And we've got Anthony Slater as well, his first time watching. So that's great. Thanks for kind of saying that. Okay, so Todd, a lot of people saying about the guitar sounding great, and it's funny because I've had these strings on here for so long and I haven't changed them, and I keep meaning to change them. That's also the sign of a good guitar, right? It can have really old, you could almost have rusty strings on it and it would sound good. That's what this guitar's like, right? So I'm going to play you a little bit of David Gray next, and this is somebody who influenced my own songwriting quite a bit and just influenced me, generally speaking, right? And if you haven't listened to his album, which I was shocked to find out was over 20 years old now, then do check it out. The album's called White Ladder, and there are many great songs on it. I play, at some stage or other, I've played most of the tracks from the album, and they always go down very, very well when I go out and play live. And I think that he's influenced many people. I know that John Mayer and lots of people have spoken out about how this album influenced their own songwriting. I can really relate to that. Now this is one of the more popular ones from the album. It's called Babylon. It goes like this. Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights are changing, green and red. Turning over TV stations, situations running through my head. Looking back through time, you know it's clear. I've been blind, I've been a fool. Open up my heart to all that jealousy, that bitterness, that ridicule. Saturday, I'm running wild and all the lights are changing, red to green. Turning through the crowds, I'm pushing chemicals rushing in my bloodstream. Only wish that you were here, you know I've seen it so clear, I've been afraid. Show you how I really feel, admit to some of those bad mistakes I made. And if you want it, come and get it, crying out loud. Love that I was giving you was never end out. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Babylon, Babylon. Lyrics for you, right? Babylon. Sunday, all the lights in London, shining skies fading red to blue. Kicking through the autumn leaves, I'm wondering what it is I might be going through. Turning back from home, you know I'm feeling alone, I can't believe. Climbing on the stair, I turn around and see you standing there in front of me. And if you want it, come and get it, crying out loud. Love that I was giving you was never end out. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, I'm failing now. Babylon, 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 Babylon. Wow, 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 wow. And there you have it, guys, a little bit of Babylon. Dropped my plectrum there somewhere along the way. And as I say, it's a little bit of a curveball to try and play that one, actually. You're very welcome, Gary, no problem at all. It's one of those ones because you're finger picking. And David Gray doesn't do things simply if he can do them complicated, right? So he play some real tongue twister chords. And whilst you're finger picking that, when the chorus comes, you have to start picking up your plectrum, right? And then put it down. Okay, so good practice, essentially. Always give yourself something tricky to do periodically. It can really kind of push things along a little bit. Glad you enjoyed that one, Ernie. Thanks for that. Best tuner ever. Not cheap, but the best. Well, thank you. Yeah, these are, if you're talking about this, yeah, they are kind of nice tuners. That's a fact, right? Now, where are we? I cannot believe, well, we're actually doing all right tonight, guys. We're doing, let me just see what we've got here. We are doing a little bit more. We're squeezing a lot more in. It's probably because I'm not doing quite so much talking and stuff like that, right? I had so much in mind, so let me just pull up my list, because there are a few things I wanted to talk to you about tonight as well, so we don't want to be forgetting anything. All right, here's my notes. Pull those up. So some of the videos that I've been doing very, very well lately on YouTube are ones that I've done on open tunings, and they seem to be very, very popular. In fact, one of them really hit a high spot, and that was open G tuning, and that seems to be very, very popular. I've been doing those type of things on the show, and I should just point out, right, that if you make a request for a song, that's the way for me to have it played on the show. And that's what I've been doing. Hopefully I've covered some tonight. And I am going to play some more. I know that there are a few other things that are on my list to play tonight, but you can always request a song, and to do that you can post below here, or you can go to the Facebook group page. There's lots of things that you can do to request a song, and it'd be nice if you do so, right? Because it's always good to hear. Now I'm going to play you another song, right? See what I've got in my book here. I've got quite a lot of stuff. Right, okay. Now, Peter Green is somebody that I really like, and I'm working on another song that I'm hoping to teach you before too long. In fact, there are a couple of songs. One is called You're Gonna Love Me Someday, or something like that. I've forgotten the actual title of that one, but it's a lovely song. So I'm not going to play it now, but that's something I'm hoping to teach you at some stage soon. He also does a nice rendition of a Robert Johnson song, which is I forgot how he plays there, but he plays the intro a little bit different. But anyhow, the song is, I've covered, as you know, quite a few Robert Johnson songs, but this is one of my favourites, and I haven't actually taught you how to play this one yet, but it's something that I will be teaching you. See if you I don't know how many of you like the Robert Johnson thing, but this is a really great one of his, and it's like a great exercise. If you can play this, you're going to be able to play a lot of blues. Like a lot of these things, it takes a little while to get in the zone, right? And once you I've been playing for 5 or 10 minutes, it all starts to happen. When you play cold and you go into these things, that's a skill in itself, right? But it's good to just start slowly with your solid, get your solid kind of thing going, and then right? So it's kind of definitely one worth looking at, right? Sounds like a little baby going by there. All right, so back to Peter Green, okay? He covered that song. If you haven't listened to much Peter Green, he was one of the founding members of Fleetwood Mac. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. And he struggled with mental health a lot of his life, and it didn't stop him from being an absolutely outstanding musician and songwriter. So definitely, kind of check out his material. It's good. This is one of his songs, one of my favorite one of his songs. I'm going to play for you now. It's called Man of the World, and it goes like this. I could tell you about my life. They say I'm a man of words, flown across every tide. And I've seen lots of pretty girls. And I've got everything I need. I couldn't ask for more. There's nowhere I'd rather be. I just wish I'd never been born. But I need a good woman, like a good man should. I'm not saying I'm a good man, oh, but I would be if I could. Seems like we have a meltdown. What's going on? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. All right, what is going on? Do we have anybody there? That's simply the best. Well, that's unusual. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like the picture's frozen here, right? So it's really thrown me a bit of a curveball. So I better just carry on like nothing's happened, because it seems like everybody's good apart from me, right? So that's fine. I'll just carry on. All right, so we got. All right, here we go now. But I need a good woman, like a good man should. I'm not saying I'm a good man, oh, but I would be if I could. So I'll tell you about my life. They say I'm a man of words, about all the times I've cried. I just wish I never been born. Well, it's very disconcerting my end because all I've got is a frozen picture. So the comments are still coming in. That's fine. I'm just going to push on, all right? And hopefully you can all hear me, and that's all good, right? Don't need to worry about it. So that was Man of the World, and that was by Peter Green, who was a great songwriter, musician. Right, time to move on, and now we're going to be playing a song for Julie, because I know she likes this one. So just talk amongst yourselves whilst I'm getting my lyrics together. And I know that she's gonna... Does that ring any bells to you? She probably gets it all right already. She probably knows it already. Anyway, it goes like this. Hard times here, baby. Hard times everywhere I go. Yeah, it's hard times here, baby. Hard times everywhere I go. Now people keep crying about these hard times. They're coming more each day. Now I don't even see what poor people is gonna do. Now I don't even see what poor people is gonna do. Well, if people keep crying about these hard times, they coming more and more. Now I went to a factory where I used to work 10 years ago. Yeah, I went to a factory where I used to work 10 years ago. Well, boss man, he told me they ain't hiring anymore. Well, it's hard times here, babe. Hard times everywhere I go. Yeah, it's hard times here, babe. Hard times everywhere I go. And people keep crying about these hard times. They coming more and more each day. Now if I was a bluebird, I'd pack my trunk up on my back. Yeah, if I was a bluebird, pack my trunk up on my back. I would fly away from this town, mama. I would never come back. There you go, a little bit of Lane Harding, Hard Time Blues, and that's just my own little rendition of the song. So a little earlier I was mentioning to you about the video that I did on the death grip where we can squeeze the living daylights out of the guitar, you know, and hurt our hands as a result, and it's something that we should really avoid, you know, as best we can. It's not something that we want to be doing. And so in the video that I made, I was kind of telling you about how you can avoid it and the best ways of doing that, and some different techniques that you can try to avoid this problem. And whilst we're on the subject about that, which I'm going to come back to in a second, is that we were also talking about these open tunings, and these videos that I've been doing have been very, very popular. So I've done one on open G and I've done one on open D. And as I say, you can check those out, because what they do is they highlight a number of songs that you can learn, of which I've done lessons for each and everything that I play within those videos. So you can just do a search for Joe Murphy open D tuning or Joe Murphy open G tuning, and that'll bring you to the video on YouTube, right? And that'll give you everything that you need. But what I'm going to do soon, I'm hoping to do soon at least, is do a little something on drop D tuning, because that's probably one of the easiest things you can do, right? Because all you do is you take this top string and you tune it to a D, so it's the same as your fourth. And you know, sometimes you can even do that without a tuner if you haven't got one, just by going. That's kind of roundabout there. And that is drop D tuning. And you might be familiar with that with some of the things that I've played for you, and I'll give you some examples of that as we go along. And we're just getting close to finishing off with the show. We've nearly done our hour, but so this lends itself particularly well to things in D or G, kind of, you know, based around the key of D, let's say. As you can hear, if you now play a D with this drop tuning, it sounds fantastic. You've got that D in the bass, so suddenly playing a D sounds a lot fuller, you know, and it gives you that kind of opportunity to do that. And many people have written some fantastic songs in this key. And so one thing that I usually do when I'm looking to practice my drop D, well, to actually practice my finger picking, which, you know, we all do, and I'm hoping everybody's still there, because honestly I have no way of knowing. I'm guessing that you are all kind of still there because the comments are coming. Now let's just say, for example, right, you got to be careful when you're putting capos on that. It doesn't throw everything out of tune, right? So let me just show you something for a moment. Just give me a moment and make sure that you're tuned up and ready. Just drop that D so you're in the same key as me, and then you can try out some of these things as we go along, right? So let me just pull up something that I want to share with you. Thanks for your patience. All right, here we go. Okay, so rather than, you know, sometimes when we're trying to practice our finger picking, right, it's the right hand that we're effectively practicing. And what a lot of people do and make the mistake of doing is placing too much importance on the left hand. Now, for example, if you were to do that on this song, you probably will have heard me play this song by Fleetwood Mac. It's called Never Going Back Again. I'll just give you a little bit of the song, right, so you can hear and get, you know, you'll think, oh yeah, I know that, or no, you don't, right? And it goes like this. So let's just say you're practicing that. Well then, what I would tend to do when I'm doing this type of thing and I'm looking to practice myself with my finger picking is I will deliberately play it very, very lightly, so it doesn't even sound, so I'm not actually pressing hard enough, so you get this kind of thing. practice each of the elements without pressing too hard. And sometimes I'll take that off altogether and go, I'll actually practice what the right hand is doing without the left hand, because with pieces like this you can really fatigue that left hand. You're pressing for dear life to make everything sound whilst you're practicing this right hand, and a piece like that takes a great deal of right hand practice till you get it right. So I start off slow, pressing very lightly. So I get everything as it should be. Like that, right? So everything's happening very, very slowly, but precisely and in time, and there'll be mistakes, right? There will be mistakes, because it's difficult to play something like that without, in a sense, without making a mistake. And once you've done it for a little while, your fingers start getting accustomed to where they should be, and then the speed starts to happen a little bit. You know? She broke down and let me in. Made me see where I've been. Been down one time, been down two times, never going back again. So just remember that those type of things take a lot of practice, and rather than wearing your fingers out, that was my only point, just go gentle, and then, you know, if it doesn't sound, it doesn't really matter too much, because really what you're trying to do is practice the right hand. That's it in a nutshell, okay? So that is one thing that you can play in this open with the drop D. That's all it is, and I've got a capo on, I've dropped the D, and suddenly you got this. It's based around a D shape, okay? So that's one of the things that you can play. Also, Mance Lipscomb, one of the great blues players, played a lot of. I've been drinking bad whiskey all night long. I got a headache now. I've been drinking bad whiskey all night long. Oh lordy, lordy, got a headache now. So that's great as well to play, right? That's a little bit of Man's Lipscomb that you can play. And of course, one of those songs which is always very popular, another one in this kind of tuning with the drop D is the Man of Constant Sorrow. Okay, so you know you've got I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. Oh, 600 years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I've found. It's fairly well, my own lover. I never expect to see you go. I'm bound to ride that lonely railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon this train. So that kind of stuff's nice to play as well, right? So, you know, it's kind of nice. It's not as difficult as what it might sound either as well, right? So these are all songs definitely worth having a go at. And it just makes it a little bit different, you know, when we're in standard tuning constantly, then we kind of forget about these other type of tunings which are out there and just give us a little bit of a change from things in standard tuning. So you know that's always a good thing to do. It's very dark in here and it's really crazy because on my TV I'm looking at a picture from like 20 minutes ago of me just frozen like this. So it's like I'm just speaking to myself. It's really weird, but I know there are people out there, so that's kind of cool, right? Okay, so we've come to the end of the road, guys, and I just want to thank you for watching and stuff like that. Really appreciate that, as I always do. It's wonderful to have your company. Let me just what have we got here? We've got a few people here. I'm just going to open the curtains a little bit because I can't really see a whole lot. Let's see what we've got going on now. Right, okay. Let's see what we got. I'm going to play a little couple of things to finish off with, okay? Now, another great song in this drop D tuning, which is something that I often do play here, and I think a lot of people like it. I'm going to play one more time to finish with tonight. And please do keep an eye on YouTube and on the Facebook group page for when my next show is going to be here, because it'd be great to have your company. It's difficult for me to say when that might be at the moment because the kind of gigs are coming in all the time. So just keep an eye out there because I always try and give you a heads up at least a couple of days before. Okay, so that's something. So this one goes like this. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. But there's a full moon rising, let's go out into the light. We know where the music's playing, let's go dancing in the light. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you, on this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, I loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the moon is climbing high. I wanna celebrate, see it shine in your eyes. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you, on this harvest moon. have it, folks. Hope that was good enough for you tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure you've had enough by now, right? Uh, there was one thing I actually wanted to look at before I go. I don't know if I've got it here. I know my mum is thinking of a song here, right? And that's making me want to do this. Do you know, the problem is, it's remembering all these words all the time, right? Okay, there we are. What we got? Sweet. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the D35, that's for sure. Let me tune that back up. Have a little check here. Sometimes just because you change one string, it can have an impact on all the other strings. I'm going to finish. I'm going to play you one more, okay? Given that you're such a fantastic audience. Wasn't far out there. Alright, here we go, right? We've got one more for you. And I think this is the one you were thinking of, Mum. Whether I get it right or not's another thing, but we'll see how we go, right? I think this is the one you're thinking of. She don't like her eggs. Yeah, that's the one you wanted, wasn't it, Mum? She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs is funny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm her honey. Never gonna let her go. He ain't got laid in a month of Sundays. I caught him once and he was sniffing my undies. He ain't too cheap, but he gets things done. He drinks his beer like it's oxygen. He's my baby, I don't say maybe. I'm never gonna let him go. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big dog prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing in our big old hearts dancing in our eyes. She thinks all my jokes are corny. Convict movies make her horny. She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a trooper when she shaves her legs. She keeps on licking, takes her licking. Never gonna let her go. He's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He rolled out rumpet and a wake up chunky. He gets dressed as fucks, crazy as a loon. Probably comes and he's staring at the moon. He's my baby, I don't say maybe. I'm never gonna let him go. In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big dog prize. We're gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing in our big old hearts dancing in our eyes. Little bit, not too bad, of John Prine and Iris the Went, I think her name is, or something along those lines, and it is called In Spite of Ourselves. And I hear a lot of Mississippi John Hurt in that song. For anybody who's interested, it's, you know, very, very similar to that type of feel, alternating bass and things. Thanks for joining us. We've just finished. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I know a lot of people out in the US have a holiday. We do here in the UK as well. So I hope you all have a nice day off tomorrow and enjoy a little bit of guitar playing, maybe, or whatever it is you're going to do anyways. I hope you have some nice weather. You all keep well. I look forward to seeing you soon with another show. And in the meantime, you all take care. I'd just like to say thanks to Ernie, Gary Curtis, Wesley, Paul Hilliker, Julie Flower, David Stanley, Joseph Galasso, Carl Brolin, William Last. There are so many I've forgotten as well. We've got Katie, we've got Karina, we've got Leo, we got... Who have I forgotten? There are so many, and all the new people who tuned in as well for the first time. It was great to have your company as well. Look after yourself, guys. Can't wait to see you all again. In the meantime, you take care. See you later.